Hello, my name is Misael Alba, and this is my partner.
Hi, I'm Aaliyah Vasquez.
And today we will be talking about, can a video game teach a skill? So just this past year alone, the world has already faced a crisis that put a damper on the educational system and how students learn. The big solution to this issue was ultimately switch to online education. By doing this, you allow the students to be safe at home and to work remotely, as well as still continue meeting up with their professors through their computer. With this further pushed the initiative that many have been trying to do, which is include technology into the classroom. But an issue that gets brought up is really now, since they're at home, wouldn't the students just be playing games instead? But there have been some cases where games actually do help teach a skill. And even though video games might seem violent, they do teach certain skills such as history. Well, if you're into first-person shooters that are based on history as well. We used the Unity game engine and created a game with 10 levels to it, easing from difficulty from easy to hard. As well as 2 surveys were created, both a pre-game quiz and a post-game quiz that the participants would take.
In creating our projects, we had certain objectives that we decided to meet. We wanted to create a playable educational game for people from any age range to play. And we created 2 short tests for participants to complete before using our game and after, to show if the participants had seen a change in their knowledge and skill in mathematical equations.
So in order to get the data for this research that we are conducting, we created 2 surveys that contain basic algebraic equations, as well as a video game that consists of many levels, ranging in difficulty from easy to hard. Those participating would take the pre-test survey or pre-game survey to see where they stand, how their skills are in these algebraic equations. And then after the people would complete the game, they would take the post-game quiz and see if they improved. If they didn't improve, and see what the deal was with that. The game was created using the coding language known as C# and the game engine Unity.
The data from our pregame illustrates how participants would answer negative integer equations, and they would also state their name. Their age ranges from 19 to 25 years old. During the pretest, correct answers would vary from 72% or 57% of participants getting the equation correct. After playing our game, participants completed a post-test in which it reveals how participants gained knowledge and skill in solving negative integer equations.
So the results of ultimately our data after we concluded the testing phase and got together was that realistically, most participants didn't really improve. They already knew their stuff and they already knew how to solve the algebraic equations. There were some minor occurrences, however, such as for example, figure 4 on our poster, 57% only got it right. But yet, if we look at figure 7, which is similar enough to that question, with figure 7, we saw nearly a 28% increase from the participants and how they answered correctly. There was only a few people that didn't get it correct the second time around. Another example is, of course, figure 3 and figure 5. We saw, again, another high 20% increase of people that got the question right.
In conclusion, this result has led to the conclusion that some, after completing the game, did show some signs of improvement in their mathematical skills. For some participants, however, have shown that this specific game created did not really affect their skills and managed to answer correctly in both quizzes. However, this data might be ultimately based as both researchers had their own exams that were presented to the participants, so the difficulty might have been easier for one than another. All in all, improvement was still there in the post-test for participants, and in conclusion, we can confirm that our game did in fact improve some, if not most, of our participants' knowledge and skill in solving mathematical equations.
We like to take this time to acknowledge and thank Dr. Nora Garza, Vice President for Research Developmental and External Affairs, Ms. Rosemary Agüero, the LEAPS Project Director, our faculty mentor, Mr. Nestor Sorato, our student mentor, Marisol Valdez, the undergraduate research coordinator, Ms. Gabriela Solis Cavazos, and the Title III LEAPS funding.